Welcome back to Creepy Crawler's Garage and another daily update. We've got to create an entire world for these cinematic run videos we're going to be doing. So we've got a ton of work to do in the garage. Let's head on in and take a look. Don't go anywhere. The TRX-Z is going to be the main character in a new series that I'm tentatively calling CCG 3000 AD. Maybe Creepy Crawler's Garage 3000 AD. I don't know. We'll figure out a good name for this series. But the TRX-Z project, this is going to be the main character. This is the shop truck, the shop that's set in year 3000 AD during the zombie apocalypse, a bit of a cyberpunk world. But anyways, this is the main character. So I really want to get this done and finished. And like I was talking about yesterday, I want to get these windows done because once the windows are done, then I can pull everything off and we can do the full paint on the body and all the weathering on the body. Now, the problem is I'm having a little bit of trouble sourcing what I want to use. I want to use mesh in the windows, and I thought I'd have something around the shop here, and I just don't, because I want it to be a pretty loose mesh or a big mesh, because I want to be able to see in so that we can see the characters inside the truck as it's driving through the streets of this new cyberpunk world or out in the trails, you know, amongst the zombies. I want the viewer to be able to see in and see the characters inside the truck. And I just don't have the right kind of mesh laying around the house or around the shop that's going to work. So I think I'm going to have to order something. So that got put on hold. So I can't really move forward with the body until I have that finalized. So what I thought I would do is move on to working onto the big bumper that we're going to be using up front here, which we're going to basically do like a big plow or a big cow catcher, I guess you would say. So what I think I'm going to do is use the original bumper. This is the original bracket that held the original bumper to the TRX-Z. I just pulled the bracket itself off. I think I'm going to use that as the base to mount it to the frame. I think that's probably the smartest thing to do. And then what I'm doing right now, and I just started getting moving forward with this, is starting to cut the styrene for the bumper. So I have 2 pieces of styrene to make a wedge. And then I think it's going to have many multiple angles. So it's not going to just wedge like this. So then this piece will bend upways like this. And then we'll have extensions out the side. And this might be a little bigger. It's not going to stick up this high. But this is kind of the idea that I was having. And then we had talked about cutting holes into this piece so that the light would shine through. And I had one comment that said, you know, cut the Creepy Crawlers or the skull logo into the diamond plate that we're putting on the front headlights. And I don't think there's any way I could cut the skull logo that small. I just don't think there's any way I could do it accurate, because I would have to do it by hand, and I just don't think I could do it. But I also had someone give the idea, instead of doing it in the light itself, do it in the bumper, so we could do a little bit larger logo here in the bumper, and that might be doable. I might be able to do that. So let me know what you think about that. I think that would be kind of cool, because then the skull logo, like you see in the back there, that you know, that logo would glow, or hopefully, if we do it right, it'll glow from the headlight shining through it. And that could look pretty good on film, pretty cool on film, especially in dark shots or in night shots. That could look pretty cool. So anyways, that was a thought I was having. But anyways, this is just the very basics. I'm just going to build off of the original TRX-Z or TRX-4's bumper bracket, and build this big, I guess what you'd call a cow catcher style front bumper, where you can just plow through, whether it's zombies or competitive shop trucks or whatever you got to plow through. But let me know what you think about doing a big bumper like that. I think it's going to look pretty good. And let me know what you think about the cutouts for the lights. If we're going to build an entire world that we're going to be setting these cinematic run videos in, we're obviously going to need more than one vehicle. And we had talked about using the Dodge that I had sitting on the shelf. This is this Kyosho Dodge that's been sitting on the shelf, and I think it'll work perfect for what we want to do. So I want to go ahead and get started on it also, so I can get it finished, because I think this is probably going to be one of the main vehicles used by, I don't know, the outsiders or the bad guys, the people outside of the of our shop, whatever we're going to end up calling them. This is probably going to be one of their main vehicles they're going to be using. So I want to go ahead and get it started and done. So what I did was started by just pulling off all the decals from the body, and I wanted to give a heads up. So I don't use clear Lexan bodies very often. Most of my builds, like the Grinch build, the TRX, everything I use hard bodies. So I'm not real familiar or real experienced with using the clear Lexan bodies. And so I just wanted to give a heads up that if you pull stickers off and you want to get the residue off of these bodies, goof off or goo gone or any of those things apparently will damage these bodies. So I was using it, and you can kind of see here in the primer where I've sanded it back, it actually started eating away this body. So just a heads up for you guys that don't work with these much either. It can damage the bodies, so be careful. Anyway, so what I did was pull the decals off, went ahead and sanded it smooth, basically sanded off all the glue, gave it a coat of primer, and it was blue behind, it was a blue originally, so you can see the blue. So I started sanding that down to give it this kind of weathered effect. I want this one to look very weathered, because it's going to be one of the outsiders or one of the people outside of the shop's vehicles where it's out in the heat and out in the apocalyptic world, just taking a pounding from the sun and all the harshness out in the world. So I want it to be, this is going to be very weathered. So what you see here is just kind of a base. Obviously, I'm going to sand down the rest of this body, kind of like you see here, and that's going to be the base for the weathering. So then there's going to be many layers laid on top of this to give it that weathering effect. And we'll use some different techniques, and I'll kind of show you along the way as we do them how they're used, whether it's a salt technique or using some hairspray techniques and using some rust techniques, that kind of thing. But we'll go over that as we do it. But the point being, there's going to be many layers of weathering laid over top of this to give it that real beat down kind of look. And then, of course, we'll also add a bunch of plating and stuff to cover the body post holes. We'll get rid of all that. I've got some real door handles we'll put on it instead of decals. Give it a real detailed look. Of course, I've got the original grill and all that kind of stuff too. So anyways, the point being is we'll give it a detailed look and a very beat down look. And then we're going to turn this into a melee vehicle. I had a comment about using bob wire on the shop truck, on the TRX-Z, but what I think I'm going to do is use it on this vehicle. We'll add bob wire on it. Also had, in the past, I had a comment about doing like a mohawk of spikes. I think maybe we'll do that on this. Some saw blades, that kind of stuff. In fact, if you have any ideas for it, just let me know down in the comment section. Y'all have had great ideas for me in the past, and I'm sure you'll have good ones for this vehicle also. But those are a couple of ideas that I had for it moving forward. I think that a melee style vehicle would really look cool and really counter oppose or be a good counterpart to the shop truck. So the bad guy vehicle's melee, ours is projectiles or guns and that kind of thing. I think that'll work well on screen. And then also, I wanted to give, before I forget, a quick shout out to Addy Monster RC. Gonna be sending a figure to be used in these videos, and I can't thank Addy Monster enough. I really appreciate it. I wanted to just give a shout out, make sure it's known that Addy Monster is going to be donating that figure. And when you see it on screen, that's who it came from. So again, thank you so much. And just wanted to give that shout out. And we'll be doing a full paint. I already asked, and it's okay. I'm going to be doing a full repaint of the figure to make it fit better into the environment that we're going to be doing. So look for that to come too. That'll actually be very fun to do a full paint on a figure. I'll show you how to do that. It'll be kind of should be a cool video. But anyways, I just want to say a big thank you. And let me know what you think or any ideas on the Dodge, what you guys think we should do moving forward with this. I just want to mention real quick that I have updated the Patreon page to reflect the tier benefits that will be involved with the new cinematic series that we're calling CCG 3000 AD or whatever we end up naming it, that they have been updated. So there are perks for being able to name characters in the show or use your own name as a character in the show. And then also producer credits and that kind of thing. So if you go check out the Patreon page, if that's something you're interested in, one, supporting the channel, supporting the new program, supporting the shows on the channel, and just having a little more interactive role in that, in the show and in this channel, go check out the Patreon page. Everything's been updated to reflect those benefit tiers. And then also, I just want to mention again, I do still have stickers left. $3 for a set of stickers that represents all 4 builds that we're doing here in the shop right now. There probably will be more sticker sets coming when we have the show. I'll probably do a sticker set for the show itself, and all the characters and builds with amongst that kind of thing. I'm trying to keep ways that people can support the channel if they choose, because a lot of people out there ask, how can I support the channel? I really appreciate that. Thank you. And so I don't want just people to send me money. I want you to get something out of it. So things like stickers or things like producer credits or your name in the show, those kind of things. But anyways, if those are 2 ways that you'd like to try to support the show, please just hit me up in the email for the stickers, or go to patreon.com/TandemCTelevision to check that out if you'd like to. And then I do want to thank everybody for watching, and I thank you for all the comments and the likes. Really having a good time with this series. It's been a blast for me, so I really appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying. I hope you're enjoying getting to take part a little bit through comments and take part in the builds. I've really enjoyed that with you guys. I hope you do too. And just thank you for hitting that like button. I really do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button too if you haven't already. That definitely helps the channel and helps us grow and helps this get out to more people. Feel free to share these videos. Share them as much as you like. Let all your friends know, hey, there's this great community going on. Share it with them. No problem. Please do that. And I thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.